Have you thought about making a tasty mango pale ale using Country Brewer's homebrew kit? Then come along with me and I'll show you step by step how easy it really is. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And this is your first time to our channel. It's great having you join us. And so I'm excited to say today I'm going to be making Country Brewer's Mango Pale Ale. So now I usually am a Cooper's brewer and I've been brewing for around about 16 years. And if you like, you can look in the playlist and see all the different type of videos or brews that I've made. Plus, we also have a panel of guys get together once a year for a live taste testing if you want to see how they taste like. And so I'm subscribed to a channel called Stoneyard Vineyard, and Mr. Vineyard makes a lot of exotic beers, a lot of fruity beers. And so what I did, I went into Country Brewers in Nepean and spoke to Dee and also Paul and asked what is the most popular fruity beer that they have, and she said the Mango Pale Ale. So I'm really keen to try this. Okay, so now the first thing we need to do is take the lid off this can, and here you'll find the yeast, and we'll put that aside for later. So now what we've got to do is also we'll take off this label. So the label has the instructions how to make the brew, which we'll put on the side as a reference. So now we're going to put this tin in boiling water for around 10-20 minutes to let the syrup soften. So now while the syrup's softening, we're going to prepare the fermenter. Now this particular fermenter has an airlock, but you notice that there is a fermenter going here. This is the Cooper's fermenter. It's a 3-part system, and I'm brewing at the moment Canadian Blonde. In actual fact, it's going to be ready to be bottled in a couple of days. But this fermenter runs on an airlock system, which is probably more standard. Now one thing to note, when you are brewing, everything has to be 100% clean. So free of bacteria and also fungi. So if the fermenter is a brand new, you only have to sanitize it. You don't have to sterilize it. But Country Brewer recommend that you do both if you've fermented with the same fermenter before. So there are a lot of brewers out there that just sanitizing using probably Sterilising or Starzan, and they're very successful at it. But me being a conscientious YouTuber, I prefer to show you the full process so you don't have a foul brew. And so now Country Brewer recommend to use chlorinated trisodium phosphate, and this you only put 1 teaspoon to every 1 liter of hot water. So I have sterilized this earlier, but be careful when you do use the hot water. Let it cool down a bit before you use your cloth, and then wipe it down comprehensively, both inside and outside. But I also sterilized the pot, which I'm going to use later to put the water in. Okay, so I put my gloves on, and now I'm going to sanitize. And the sanitizer I'm using is phosphoric acid, which I got from Country Brewer as well. And now this is a food grade, and unlike the sterilizer, the sanitizer just needs to be sprayed on, but you don't wash this out with water when you've finished. And so one thing to mention, you don't use any soap when you're brewing because it's not good for fermenting. Okay, so now I'll just tip out the residual. There we go. So one thing, don't worry about the phosphoric acid on the bench. It's not going to harm it. So now I'm going to put the tap on. All right, it's been about 15 minutes and the syrup is now softened, and it's time now to put the brew together. Bit of air in that. Wow, that smells incredible. You can actually smell mango. Wow. Okay, now I'll just use a cloth to carry that. This smells incredible. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour in some hot water, probably around about 1 liter, just over for now. And I'll pour in the syrup. And there we go. Okay, so now if you look in the tin, you'll see there's a heap of syrup in there. So now what I'm gonna do is use some more hot water and just pour in the can. And just give that a nice little stir. Okay, just swirl that around. I'll just tip that in. Beautiful, all clean. Now, one thing to note, Country Brewer do say that you may see fresh hop pellets, but don't be concerned about that. They will settle as it's fermenting. Okay, so now I'm going to add sugar to the brew, and this sugar is actually from Country Brewer called the Brew Booster, and it has dextrose, light dry malt, and maltodextrin. Okay, so one thing to do when you do put it in, just put it in very, very slowly because it will clog up, and we don't want that. So just stir that in. Okay, that's it. I'll just continue stirring it until it all breaks down. Okay, so one thing to note, you don't over stir, just stir gently, but there is a lot of bacteria in the air, so the longer you stir it, the more chance of bacteria coming in. Okay, so now Country Brewer recommend to bring this up to 22 litres. Okay, there we go, 22 litres. Now, if you are going to use tap water, make sure it's good quality. We've been using this tap water in this house for 12 years or more, and it's always been good. Okay, so now we've let this cool down just a little bit, and the temperature now is at 24 degrees Celsius. Now, Country Brewer do recommend that it brews between 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. Now, before we pitch the yeast, I'm going to take a hydrometer reading to see what the original gravity is. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this in very, very slowly so it doesn't froth up. Okay, now I'll just get a reading. Okay, so that's coming at 1040, and we'll just record that measurement. Now, whatever you do, don't put this back into the brew. Either taste it or throw it out. Wow, very fruity, but a little bitter. Obviously still green. Okay, so now I'm just going to pitch the yeast. I'll take the spoon out. Now all I do is just sprinkle it on top, and I won't stir it in. Okay, believe it or not, that's all there is to it. So now all we do is just put the lid back on, and we do it pretty tight. Just spray the airlock, and just put the airlock on, and then I'll just spray in some phosphoric acid. Okay, so now this will start bubbling up roughly in about 24 hours or so, and it will go on for a few days. So now Country Brewer do recommend that you let this sit for around 7 to 10 days to ferment, but the warmer it is, the less you let it ferment. And so you do take a hydrometer reading as you're getting close to those 7 days, 8 days, and then do one 24 hours later to see if it's stabilized. And once it's stabilized, then you can bottle it. So as I said before, the temperature needs to be roughly between 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. So if it's going too high, put it in a cool spot. But if it's too cold, put a heat mat or a blanket around it. It's the 8th day, and the Country Brewer Mango Pale Ale is ready to be bottled, and it's been brewing beautifully. So around about 12 hours after I set it up, it started bubbling, and it went for about 3 or 4 days. So the temperature has been sitting on is roughly 24 degrees Celsius, just slightly under, for the last 8 days. And so Country Brewers say once again to brew between 18 to 24 degree and between 7 to 10 days. Now, because I was brewing on roughly about 24 degrees Celsius, it means it's going to ferment quicker. So now I've done a few hydrometer readings over the last couple of days, and it's stabilized, but I'm going to do one more just in case. Okay, I'm just going to put a towel down because this will drip. And just pour a little bit in the cylinder. Okay, let's check it out with the hydrometer. And there we go. Stabilized at 1010. Okay, so now going by Cooper's chart, the original specific gravity was 1040, which comes in at 5.3% potential alcohol content. And so what you do is you minus the final specific gravity, which came in at 1010, and that is 1.3%. And so that comes to 4% total. But in the secondary fermentation period, which happens in the bottle, that'll go back up another 0.5%, which that means that this brew will finish up at 4.5 ABV. Okay, so once again, I'm going to just try the brew. Very nice. Still green. In actual fact, I can't wait to taste it when it's finished. And look how clear that is. Very nice. So now we need to sterilize and sanitize the bottles, but in actual fact, I've gone through earlier and sterilized these bottles using the same chlorinated trisodium phosphate, 1 teaspoon to every liter of hot water. But be careful, you need to stir that well and let it cool down because it will melt the bottles. Now, this bottle washer is a game changer. It cleans the bottles better than I've ever been able to clean before, and I got it from Country Brewer along with this bottle tree. So once I finished washing it out with the chlorinated trisodium phosphate, then I went through and washed the bottles out in cold water, same as I did with the fermenter and all the equipment. Okay, so I've got everything set up and I've put 30 ml of phosphoric acid in here. Once again, it is a food grade, so we don't wash it out once we do this process. All right, so all we do basically is just push down. There's a pump and it pumps the water up to the top, all around. I also wash the thread section. So this bottle tree is also a game changer. How easy is that? So you put the bottles on, let them drip down, and when you're ready to bottle, you just take them off. All right, that's the last bottle. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put all the lids in. I did sterilize these as well. Okay, so one thing to mention about the lids, you will need to change them periodically, roughly every 5 times you use them. And so when you do get them, they come with a lip on there. So when they're brand new, you put the lid on and it's got a lip. Now, because it's already got a lip on the bottom, you can't put this on top. So what you've got to do is just push down just on the top and pull that through, break it off, but just make sure you don't deform the lid. Okay, so I've gone through, set everything up. I've sprayed the bench down with the phosphoric acid, also set the bottles up ready to go, sprayed the little bottler. Now I'm just gonna spray the tap itself. All right, I'm gonna take out the airlock. I'll just put the little bottler in. There we go. Turn the tap on. Okay, so all we do is just grab a bottle, go through the little bottler from the base and push up. Now on the bottom of the little bottler, there's a valve, and when you push the bottle up, it pushes the valve up and it releases the fluid from the little bottler. So what you do is just get another bottle ready, because you can have a little bit of spillage. The little bottler does lose a little bit of fluid sometimes. This smells incredible. I can't wait to taste this when it matures. Okay, I'm just going to turn the tap off. It is recommended to put the carbonated drops into the brew as soon as you can. So I've got 6 here. I'm going to carbonate these and then come back. Okay, so the carbonated drops I'm going to be using is made by Cooper's. Now, carbonated drops do exactly what it says. They carbonate the beer. And so it is recommended that you put 2 drops in a 740 bottle and 1 in a 375. Now you do need to close this really tight, because if the air escapes, the brew will be worthless. Okay, that's the last one. I'll go back to bottling. Okay, these 6 are done. Now I'll do another lot. Okay, so now I've just taken the lid off and we're coming to the bottom. So this tap has a sediment control in it, so it doesn't allow too much fluid in, and it only comes to the top part of the tap. So now I'm just going to use this to prop up the back, just to let more out. Now, these bottles are going to be stirred up a bit, so I'll probably only get about 3 more out of this, maybe 4, but I'll just try this. Okay, so you can see the sediment coming into that. Okay, I'll just stop it there. And it's just full, beautiful. Okay, now I'll carbonate these 4. Okay, the Country Brewer Mango Pale Ale is now complete and ready to drink in roughly 4 weeks. Now, I personally wait about 2.5 to 3 months to drink my brew, just to let it to mature a bit. And so now a good habit to get into is when you make your brew is write down what brew you made and what date you've made it, just as a record. Now, a couple of things I have to say. I forgot to mention when I was making the actual brew that when I put the water in, now the water itself already has oxygen in it. But when you're brewing from scratch, when you're boiling up your wheats and all the rest, that actually takes out most of the oxygen. So what you have to do is then use a paddle and put oxygen back in. So you don't have to do it in this case. And just in case you're wondering, this is a heat pad. It's made by Morgan's. So if your temperature is too low, you can bring it up a couple of degrees with that. So I also got this Morgan heat pad from Country Brewer. And so I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Dee and Paul for Country Brewer and Nepean. They give me a lot of advice, they give me a lot of support, and thank you guys, I really, really appreciate it. And so I will put a link below in the descriptions for Country Brewer and Country Brewer and Nepean specifically, but also for Coopers, for the playlist, and also for Stoneyard Vineyard. So now I'd like to say it's great having a drink with your mates, but please drink responsibly. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks, guys. Have you thought about making a... If it's going too high, put it in a cool spot, but if it's too cold, put a heat mat or a blanket around it.
I'm just gonna leave it there. I've had enough. My brain's not working.